let's get back to that Saudi fight, and a huge challenge there. And Renan Ferreira, literally a big challenge. The guy's massive. What's the game plan going in here without revealing too much? How's practice been, just given the size difference there between the two of you?
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely a huge human. I don't know. I look at this fight. I look at his weaknesses, kind of glaring weaknesses, and they're my absolute strengths. He's not very good on the ground. He doesn't get up. If he gets taken down, he's usually down there that whole round. And then you take it one step further and you look at the guys who he's fighting. He's not fighting D1 wrestlers that are 20-5 or anything like that. He's fighting and getting taken down by these guys who are like 14 and 15. Granted, he's a great fighter and he's fighting tough guys over there, but I just feel like my resume, who I've fought, it's uncomparable, and I brought in some guys, I have a 6'9" guy, jiu-jitsu guy at the gym. I brought in a training partner I usually use for taller guys. I brought Antonio in. He's about 6'6", but he actually was in Renan's camp 2 fights ago. Renan brought him in. I've known him longer. I trained with him longer. He called him everything, told him what was going to happen. Everything was fine. But, I'm getting those looks at those big bodies for sure.
That's definitely something you're used to coming out of the Bellator. I mean, the Czech Congo fight guy's huge too. And you're able to notch that win. I guess just like theoretically within wrestling, because we've seen like different ways to solve the puzzle, whether it's like Randy Couture going upper body with Gonzaga so much bigger, or like a lot of guys will drop down on shots. Is there like a preference you have? Would you rather go upper body in a clinch, or do you think the way to go is single, double legs all day?
Yeah, I'm not a huge upper body guy. I just feel like it's just for me, I just feel like it's kind of, iffy, especially with big guys like that. You can't really get them on their toes, being 6'9" and all that. I'm going to do what I do all the time. I'm going to blast through. I'm going to do a lot of trips off the cage or single legs. And, I'm very good at, once you're on the ground, you're not getting back up, So that's my bread and butter. I live there. I've been doing it since I was 7 years old, So for me, that's kind of home base. And I'm so comfortable there. Once I get a fight down there, it's my world. Everything is just, I don't have to think down there. Other guys are trying to get up, they're trying to get out, they're expending energy. I'm just floating. I've been here a million times. And so I'm going to just kind of, keep doing what I'm doing.
One thing that's interesting with wrestlers is that opponents are so worried about the takedown that they get caught with these like nuclear right hands, like Dan Henderson, and you're obviously one of them. Can you speak to that aspect of the fight game? And like, how many times have you caught guys, whether in fights or training, where they're respecting the takedown so much that you all of a sudden look like Muhammad Ali out there?
Yeah. I mean, you hit it, nail on the head right there. It's feints and level changes, and a lot of my game is I come in and I level change, and you don't know if I'm coming in with a hook, a right hand, if I'm taking you down, and they have it in the back of their head. Hey, I can't get taken down. You do that level change, they think you're coming in for a shot. They drop their hands, they drop their body, center of gravity, and all of a sudden, a nasty hook is hitting you right in the face, And so we see a lot of that, and that's a big part of my game is keeping them guessing. You don't know if I'm going to, strike. You don't know if I'm going to take you down, and it all kind of comes from those feints, and keeping people off guard and never able to really set up themselves.
I know it's kind of hard to like Babe Ruth this thing. You're going to take the fight wherever it goes. But if you had to call your finish round style in an ideal world, how is this thing ending with your hand getting raised?
Yeah, I think it's kind of went through it a lot in my head. I think it's a second round, ground and pound stoppage, to be honest. The way I'm training right now, I've made leaps and bounds on my ground game. Even more so than what it was. I've done a lot in this off time on the ground, and I just feel like I can get in there, I can get on top of this dude and get a good position where I can really kind of unleash, and elbows are allowed also, so that's a big thing. So I predict a ground and pound finish.
Champ versus champ fight Saturday. We talked about Ngannou and what that would mean for you. At this point in your career, I don't know, is it, probably not 5 years left in the game, but probably certainly a few fights. If you had to write the script in your movie for like the next 3, how's it going down? And, is a clash with John Jones somewhere on there as this starts to wind down for you?
Man, I don't know about that John Jones one. You know, I've kind of seen some stuff as far as, you know, he's kind of at that point where, you know, I think he just said, depending on how he looks and feels in his next fight, it might be done. You know, I'm not really worried about him as you know, I'm with PFL and Bellator right now. But, you know, go out there and win this fight. You know, there's a potential Ngannou fight. If I can go out there and get that one, you know, this year, it'd be amazing. You know, if not, go out there and, you know, defend my belt. You know, there's one guy, you know, Lint Vassell, that we were supposed to fight in October, and that didn't happen. Kind of have a bad taste in my mouth about that, you know. So, you know, maybe if Ngannou's not ready, you know, fight Lint Vassell and then get that Ngannou fight, go out there and win, and who knows, you know, from there.